Morning, everyone, and welcome to today's segment of Authors ReVeal. My name is Rena Neal. Today, I have a special guest who is Deborah Thorne. She's an author, coach, trainer, speaker, and she is the host of the upcoming conference, the Leverage Conference. Welcome, Deborah.
Thank you so very much. It is my pleasure and honor to be here this morning.
Thank you so much. Well, we have a lot to unpack this morning. So, Deborah, you're an author. What are the books that you have recently written?
Okay, I always like laughing because I'm always asked that question. I have I have written about 12 books. It's like you ought to be able to say it. Well, I can't. How about that? So I've written books on bullying. I've got a few books on bullying because I am an anti-bullying expert and I have a system that works. I also I've written a book recently on how to write your book in 90 days or less because I really encourage women to do it, people in general, but my focus is primarily women. One of the favorite books that really I've written, it's been a few years ago, but it really speaks to people. It's called Fear, the Real F Word, because fear stands in the way of so many things that we're trying to do, particularly in the entrepreneurial space. And then I have participated in several book collaborations. Two this year. One I head up myself. We do Entrepreneurial Women of Faith, where we encourage women to tell their faith stories and particularly focus on first time authors, helping them get published to see how easy it can be. And let's see, that's about it for right now. But I got a bunch of them. People always want to check me out. Go to Amazon.com, look for the information. David's probably easier to find that way.
Okay, great, great. So, when you said you did some collaborations, can you talk about those?
Oh,
Those books?
absolutely. And I encourage people to do, well, there's a couple of things. When you're going to do a collaboration, be sure that it's going to work for you. The purpose of a collaboration is to get published relatively easily and quickly. um Everybody gets to do it their way, but for me to have a collaboration that has 50 to 75 people is not helpful to you. Your picture is so small, nobody can see it, and it makes it very difficult for you to market it. In our book collaboration, we take no more than 25 people because we want to be able to highlight people, and my job is to teach them how to use the book to their best ability, working hard to keep the cost from being a problem. Sometimes I look at, again, I don't get to criticize what people are charging. They charge and it's okay, but when it gets to be like more than $300, you really want to be sure that it's going to do what you're going to need it to do. And I think one of the main things is helping people understand what a book can and cannot do. If you're a first time author, the chances of you writing a book and making thousands of dollars are very, very slim. The
Right.
average writer, author sells about 250 books, okay? And that's a lot. But the marketing value, the opportunity to speak on radio shows or podcasts, the opportunity to be interviewed for other things, to be highlighted in your organizations. People want to hear you, they want to ask you to speak. That's what a book is. It is, when we're writing at our level, and I don't mean to, disparage anyone, but when we're doing self publishing or vanity publishing, then the best the book can do for us is to help us market our message. And I want to show people, particularly women, how simple that is. Okay. Once you understand it, understand what you're doing, that makes a difference. And that's what I want to encourage people to do.
Now, when you say, because I'm looking to write a book soon, one day, but
Okay, you and I are gonna have a conversation about that because soon in one day is not a date. Okay, so if you
okay,
tell me I'm
yes.
gonna write it before the end of this year, I would say, okay, when is it gonna be finished? If you say, oh, I'm gonna do it next year, you definitely have to give me a date because I want you and I want your audience to know it is not that difficult when you have a system. I have developed a 9-step system that you can do on your own, walk through it, but with time set, some accountability for getting it done. It's too easy to say. One of the things that I find the saddest is I participate in Black Writers on Tour every year, and I've
Mhm.
been there and been part of the faculty for a number of years. And people will come by and, they come by my desk and my booth, and we're talking about, you know, I have this book, this whole system called How to Get Your Book Done Now. So you're writing a book? Yeah, I'm writing a book. Tell me a little bit about your book. And they do. And I said, well, how's it going? Oh, it's going fine. I come back next year, ask the same people, well, how's that book coming? Oh, girl, I'm still working on it. Really? Okay. And now my eyebrows are up because you can get a book done. I give people 90 days to get it done. You can get it done in less. My the person that got it done the quickest, and I don't recommend this to anybody because it made her crazy, made me crazy, but she got her book published in 7 days. She
Oh
had
my
an event
goodness.
coming, yeah, for real. She had an event coming up and she wanted to have something, and she had a whole plan because she went on to take her book and get it in Barnes and Noble and she had her book at the airport. Okay. She was willing to put that kind of effort in, but she took 7 days to write that book. Okay. And we got it went to the publisher in 7 days, and it comes back from the publisher in a week and a half, 2 weeks. So and when people say I don't have the money, I'm here to say that it costs less than $3 to publish your book. $3 per issue. So money isn't it. It's you got to find another excuse. Now, does everybody know how to do that? No, that's where I come in, or people like me come in and guide you. But I've got a book you can buy that'll guide you right through the process. And I encourage everybody to do it. Tell your story.
You know what? that is very good to know, because I think a lot of people, when they want to write a book, they're looking for to write that perfect book, or they want to, like you said earlier, War and Peace. They want that book to sell and to make all this kind of money. But we have to be realistic, especially as a first time author. So, I had talked with the author a while back, and one of the things that she had a challenge with her book was they had told her not to put her picture on the book, the cover. So what are your thoughts on that? Because
Okay. Once again, everybody does it differently. So let me not say anything disparaging about what she was counseled. Okay. But I would immediately look at who's counseling her and why and how the
mhm,
publishing is happening. Too many people go to bigger name publishers and, oh no, they promised me they're going to do this, that, and the other. And, I can say, okay, well, check it out. But I know for a fact that they're not going to get those things done. And that when I see a book and the publisher's name and information is larger than the author's name, I had a real problem with that.
right.
And, I've had a couple of friends do it. They apologize for not working with me, and you don't have to. But when I see the end product, I'm like, oh my goodness, all I see is the publisher's name. I don't, I barely see your stuff. They have bookmarks that they're passing on. All I see is the publisher's name. Bookmarks are so inexpensive that I buy them for all my authors. It's part of what I do. Okay.
Yes.
This last time they got luggage tags with their book on it. Come on. So about having your face on it, if this is your story, and what I encourage people to do is think of it as I'm building an information empire, and I encourage others to do the same. That's why I have a struggle telling you how many books I'm a part of, because anytime I'm given an opportunity that makes sense, I take it and write. How long does it take me to write a
A
chapter?
portion. Right.
Yeah,
You're
because
right.
it's not that long. So you're going to take an evening, you're going to outline it, you're going to take another evening and write it, you're going to take another evening and proof it, and then you're going to send it off. You're done. So, with that in mind, if I'm doing this and my book is only for marketing purposes, because remember, people are not going to the bookstore looking for your book. It's not going to be in the bookstore, okay?
Right.
Unless it's Amazon or Barnes and Noble online. So, why would you not have your picture on it? My smile is the best thing I got going. That crosses all things. If there are people who aren't going to buy from me because of the color of my skin or the way I talk or whatever, they're not going to buy from me anyway. So I'm not worried about them. But I need to make it easy for the people who want to support me to be able to do it. And you made reference to that War and Peace. What I tell people is we're not here to write War and Peace, nor am I here to help you get a Pulitzer Prize, because neither one is going to really work. I
Right.
suggest to people that books should not be longer than 90. When you get to page 97, you're done. Time to write another book. You don't have that much polished to say yet. As time grows on, you will, but nobody's going to sit and read 300 pages of your story with you and your mama. I mean, we all have stories, and the
Right.
stories are enlightening. The stories help people. However, because we each have a story, a little earlier you and I were laughing. You said, well, I want you to tell your story. And I go, which one? Okay, because there are things that have happened in life that have taken me from where I was to where I am now. And so
Right.
that's what I want to do is help cut that out for people a little bit, help them understand that you should be telling your story. You definitely should be telling history. History is going to be told by the people who write it. And we have lots of different opinions about what has happened over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yes.
Our grandchildren and great grandchildren are going to read the history books. Who wrote the book? What I want my great grandchildren to say is they look at a book and they go, that's not what my grandma said happened. Here's the book she wrote. Okay.
Right.
That she had a different, not that you were wrong, but she had a different view of what these different incidences mean, what the accounts of these things were. And I think that each of us owes it to the future generations to tell it, since we have, some of us have just become aware that all of our textbooks come out of one state, and that state doesn't necessarily share my view on how things are really happening, and they're dictating what history books will say. We got to write books, you guys. We really do.
That is so interesting that you said that because um, I hear so many stories of people who I'm like, why didn't you put that in a book? You know, or why? And you're telling us, the audience here, that it's so simple, you know, to write a book. And yes, it's true. Do not write a book of more than 75 to 100 pages. And I've seen some first-time authors that have written books that were 300 pages, and it was a hard sell for them.
Oh, absolutely. Most people don't read that much. First of all, when you, I forgot what the number is, but there's a low number of people who've read a book since high school. So, we kind of bumping up against some stuff. And then the other thing is you're not polished enough. And people come to me all the time and say, can you recommend an editor? And I start asking them questions. What do you want the editor to do? Because an editor is going to cost you a minimum a couple of $1,000s. Are you prepared to invest that? Well, no. Well, then editor is not what you need. Do you need somebody to check grammar? Do you need somebody to check spelling? What is it that you need? Get what you need, not some title that you heard. And there's the internet has made the process so much different. Even the so-called big publishers are doing things differently.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just, you can sit around and wait for lots of no's and then hopefully find a yes, or you can go forward and make things happen. A personal story, I have a sister who is a very talented writer. She's a PhD. She writes children's books, fantasy, historical fantasy.
Right.
And so she was going through the traditional route because, after all, she has a PhD, and she's going to go through this. And she spent a couple of years going to regular publishers and changing. When they told her no, they would say something and she would change it, and then go to the next person. They say put it back what the other people did. And one night she called me and she was really kind of distressed. And she says, "I guess I'm going to have to go the self-published route." Well, somebody had kind of told her that before. I won't say who. But
Hmm.
I said, yeah, okay. She said, but now I got to go learn how to self publish. And I said, no, you don't. I know how to do that. I said, tell you what, because she lived in a different state. I said, tell you what, you go get a cup of tea. I'll go get a cup of coffee. We'll meet back here. And this was before Zoom, you guys. So we were just back here. She was on her computer and I was on mine looking at the pages she was seeing as
Hmm.
she put it together. And we published her book that night. And it was so funny to me because she said, you really do know how to do this. Yeah. And it's not that difficult, you guys. I'm telling you, let people help you. If not me, let someone help you get it done. Get it done.
That is very encouraging, and I hope the audience, really listens to that because so many people have such enlightening stories that encourage everybody. Um, Tell me, what is the Entrepreneur Women of Faith? What is that about?
Okay, Entrepreneur Women of Faith has put out 3 books. The first book was called Entrepreneurial Women Share Their Anchor Scriptures.
Hmm.
And it was women of faith, well, actually, it was Christian women who pulled out a particular scripture that they use when life gets tough, when you don't know where to go. What's the scripture you go to and why? And so I believe there were about 20 of us who participated in that. And the interesting thing was that as many as 3 or 4 people had the exact same scripture. And we didn't change that because what a scripture means to you and what it means to me is very different. And our audience loved it. These women each got their books. They went on to sell them, give them away, whatever worked for them in marketing their message. The second book was Mothers and Daughters, and it
Hmm.
had to do with the mother-daughter relationship, the lack thereof, women who didn't have mothers, women who didn't have daughters, women who, stood in the place of a daughter or a mother. And they told their stories. In that particular time, I was led to open it up to all women of faith because my personal belief is that our world needs some work and that it's going to be women of faith who are going to take the lead, because
Okay.
after all, we birth the babies and we get to talk to them, and it's
Yes.
our responsibility to make this world the kind of world we want. And then the final one was an interesting one because it was supposed to be written last year,
Hmm.
and I kept having trouble getting people to participate. And what I realized, it wasn't the proper time. Okay, because who would
Okay.
have known all the stuff that would happen?
Yeah.
And so the last book is called Entrepreneurial Women of Faith 2020, A Year of Faith. Because if you ever had to use your faith, you used it in 2020.
Yes, that's so true. Now, I've been thinking about doing a collaborative book, in the near future. So, can you tell me what would be the best way to start doing that?
Decide on who it is that you would want to participate and what the overall theme is, leaving people enough room to tell their stories their way. So when I said, for instance, Entrepreneur Women of Faith, 2020, A Year of Faith, a couple of ladies wrote about 2021. They said 2020 just set up 2021, and then they told that in their story. So they have to have enough freedom to believe that they can do what they need to do to tell their story their way. My job as the collaborator, the person putting it all together, is to bring the women together. So if you have a group of people that you want to collaborate with, um, start with talking to them, and you and come up with a theme. You come up with a theme, and I'll share with you what the strategy is, and
Okay.
help you to do it. uh, in real life, I'm available for consultation if people want to do it, because we've done 3, we're getting ready to do 4. I'm looking for the topic for the next book. I need my ladies to come up with the topic. We have collaborators who've been in every single issue. One missed the issue, and she said, "Well, what happened?" I said, "You were busy at the time. Don't ever let me be too busy to participate." Okay. I said, "Well, I'm sorry." One of the things that we're able to do too is we introduce the Entrepreneurial Women of Faith at the conference every year. And we have a particular panel that we host for first time authors. It's
Hmm.
in our author showcase, which is actually free and open to the public. That's one part of the day where we just say anybody want to come. Authors can bring, their family and friends to see them interviewed about their book. We give people that opportunity. So we're always looking for opportunities for our authors to get their books out, get their message out, because that becomes your job. Writing it is the easy part, getting people to hear about it, getting it out there. And with a book collaboration, it makes it a little easier. And we were really proud this time. I took a leap of faith, and we each woman got her books with her name on it on the front. So the author was Mary Sue with the Information Diva. That's what everybody's did. And the back of their
Oh.
books
Hmm.
had their picture and their bio on it. Okay, so we were able to do that. There's a little bit more work on my team's part, but you know what? It was so worth it because now they actually have a book with their name on rather than this collaborative name. the pictures of all the people are inside, but they're not on the back cover. The back cover is that particular author. And we start our authors out with a dozen books. So pretty
You know,
proud of what we do.
that sounds so exciting and encouraging. Um, I've come across some books too. Also, how is important to the photography and the book cover, because I've seen some book covers that I feel that needed a little bit of work, but I understand if it's your first book, but if it's your second or third, what is the lesson you learned from that? Because like I said, I've seen some book covers that weren't, you know,
Up to
um,
par.
yeah,
But you know what? That was not up to your part. It was up to theirs. They were very proud of it. So again, it's, everybody's thing. I encourage people not to reinvent the wheel. If you're not familiar with places like Canva, I use Canva for everything. If you're not familiar with Canva, go to Canva. Canva has book covers. They've already paid graphic artists to put these things together. You make the tweak to the colors or the patterns that you want, but you can see the kinds of things that are out there in the marketplace. If you still don't feel comfortable enough to do yourself, look at some place like Fiverr and get a book
okay.
cover done there.
Hmm.
Depending on what system you use, for instance, I use KDP, which is part of Apple, not Apple, part of Amazon, excuse me. They have, when you go to print your books, they have book covers in there already that you can use. So I always encourage people, especially when they're doing their own, I do the one for the collaboration, but if you're doing your own book cover, I send people to the bookstore to look at book covers they like. What book covers do you like? What do they have in common? And copy it. That's all. This is what you like. This is what uh, best tells your brand. Put it in a way that people can understand it and tell your story your way. Get your book cover to look your way. And like I said, that person may have been totally happy with the way that that looked. I do not encourage going out spending a bunch of money to do the book cover when you already know that you're not necessarily, well, you can get return on investment, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to be probably from book sales. Okay, it's just not going
Right.
to be. You can't. I would not want anybody to go in thinking that they're going to sell 1,000 books. So when you go to other places and they can get the book costs down for you, all you have to do is buy 500 books. I'm like,
Hmm.
because now you got to keep the books dry and bug free. You've got to be able to deliver the books, whether that's in person or by mail. The way we do it is I let Amazon do all the work. I order the books
Okay.
and let Amazon take care of it.
So people are encouraged to order directly from Amazon, correct?
No, once okay, yeah, no. Okay, so when you have books on Amazon, that's basically for brand sake. Everybody likes to know that your book is on Amazon. So, like I told you at the beginning, hey, you want to check out my books? Go check Amazon. But know
Hmm.
that when I do it that way, Amazon, I probably will get $5 or $6 off the book. Okay, that's solely selling for $20. Amazon can discount it anytime they want to. They don't ask my permission. They discount it and I get a portion of that. What I encourage people to do is a little bit different. We go direct to Amazon and you can order anywhere from one book to 999 books. The cost of the book is going to probably be less than $3. I used to always tell people it's $2.15. That's the lowest cost. This last collaborative book we did, I think, was like 270 or something like that.
Hmm.
But once you order them, Amazon delivers them to you. And so if you're going to an event per se, I ordered 10 books. Okay. So I always tell people I spend $25. I order 10 books. I put the books on the table, display them. People come by and buy them. The books are my books on Amazon are 19.97. If you buy them at an event, they're $15. When I get down to my last book, I hold that last book. I will not sell it. And people want to buy. I said, well, here's the deal. I've run out of books today. It's been a really good day for me. And so we can do it one of two ways. You can go to Amazon and pay 19.97 plus tax and shipping, or you can pay me $15 to order the book and I'll have it delivered to you in a couple of weeks. Well, if they want the book, they go ahead and pay the $15. Now I have the money to order the book, but remember, I told you the book only cost me $2.15 or less than $3.
Hmm.
And so I don't mind sending it to them. I'll mail it to them when it comes to me. That's not a problem. Or there's even a way to, and I don't want to share this one too much, to have it sent directly to them because I don't want Amazon to shut it down. But there
Oh,
is a
uh,
way.
yeah. So Amazon is the go-to place to store your, have your books, uh, send them out to, to promote them, have people go to Amazon. Because, one of the things I've seen over the years, because I used to give book expos, Christian book expos. And one of the things I saw that I just felt so bad for people is they would go through all the trouble, pay thousands of dollars to have their book printed, or go to like you said, go to a publisher or editor. And next thing I know, they don't promote their book. How important is it to promote? And can you give the audience like ideas how to, to promote their book?
You know what? Okay, so a couple of things come to mind. That is like the most important thing. That is what I encourage you to think about. Those are the things we think about before we even write one piece of paper. We're not going to put a word on paper until we know what we want to do with it. What is the end result? So for me, I want books that are colorful. I want books that my own books where people want to read it, where I can give it away. As a matter of fact, I sent a book to someone just recently free because this person talks to everybody and he had said something about fear being a problem with entrepreneurs, and he talks to thousands of entrepreneurs a month. So let me send you a free book so that you can see it. And sure enough, next time he mentioned it, he said, "Oh, and by the way, the Information Diva has a book about fear. You might take a look at it. It's on Amazon." So for nothing, for the cost of a book, $3 plus postage, I got how much publicity over these thousands of people he's speaking before. So you got to know what it is you want to happen at the end of the day. Okay. And then you work from there. Yours is like mine. I watch the people come into the expo. They bring in a box of books, and guess what? They take home a box of books. I
Yeah.
bring in 10. Sometimes I've taken home almost all of them, and then other times I sell out. It depends on the audience and what they're looking for and what I'm saying. But consistently, I do well at the Black Writers on Tour. I have had as many as 3 booths there at one time
Mm.
because it's a group of people who are, and you have to understand why they came. They came to find out about how to do their book. They didn't really come to buy your book. Okay.
Yeah.
I got stories about what people try to tell and do, but I'm there as part of the faculty to tell you how to promote the book. There are tons of ways. And as a matter of fact, I didn't bring that with me, but we have, oh gosh, I did actually for Black Writers on Tour, how to promote your book during a pandemic, how to promote your book from home. And what I can say, I know that my contact information is there. Over my shoulder, it says text Diva to 21,000. If anybody in your group wants to do that, they can book some time with me and I will share that with them. I will actually, if they contact you, I will send the ebook that goes to that so people can understand. There are ways that you can promote just from home. Right now, with everybody locked at home for the most part, this is the best promotion time ever because people are reading your emails. People are looking at what you're putting in on Facebook now because they have time to be home and do it. So there are tons of ways to promote, and it's very important that you figured that out before you put pen to paper. What do I want this to do at the end of the day? What is
Hmm.
going to be my return on investment? How do I determine that I am successful? Is success selling, 1,000 books? Well, then you got to have a strategy for doing that. Is success getting on 6 podcasts? Oh, that's real doable with a book.
Right.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So it depends on what people want. And I think for the most part, people have not thought about that. They said, I'm going to write a book and I'm going to become a bestseller because they have this whole strategy about how you make yourself a bestseller. I do not teach the strategy because it makes me really annoyed that people are messing up that title of bestseller, and it really doesn't do anything to help sell your book. And everybody knows that you either gave away the book in the middle of the night or sold it for 99 cents to reach bestseller status. Really? That's bestseller? Because now when I see bestseller on anybody's books, that's what I think. Even if you got it the legit way, it's like, So I don't put it on my books. I don't encourage my clients to do it. But if that's what you want to do, I can tell you how to do it.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you're correct. I see a lot of people saying best-selling book, and I'm like, okay,
And you
uh,
can actually, here's a crazy part. You can actually go on Amazon and find out how they get it. And one lady posted it on Facebook. And I thought, oh my God, do you realize what you just posted? She posted, congratulate me, something like, congratulate me. I just became a bestseller. And she put the picture of Amazon giving her bestseller status. Amazon also says she gave away the book for free at 3 o'clock in the morning. Is that a bestseller? If I get my friends to all come on and take my book for free, that's a bestseller? Because for me, that says your mindset is totally off. And we want to work with abundance. And in my abundance, I don't have to give away my stuff unless I choose to give it away or it is
right.
of benefit to me. Okay. That there is a return on the investment because I've invested my time, I've invested my money, my expertise, and then I'm going to just give it away for the sake of giving it away. So I can say a lot of people got it in the middle of the night. I don't need that kind of award. Thank you. I get awards constantly. As a matter of fact, I just got one last week. I was told I won the award. It's going to be delivered to me. I don't even know what I won an award for. Okay. But it'll be cool to see. It'll be cool to see.
Yeah, that's so
Somebody
funny, but
nominated me and I thank them so much. And
yeah.
and the truth is I don't at this point I don't even know who nominated me. I think I do, but I don't know and I don't know what I won. And the person who collected it for me says, I have your trophy and all your awards. Okay, thank you.
Oh, yes, how wonderful though, you know.
It really is wonderful. And it was so funny too because I was busy congratulating all the women who had participated as they posted pictures and stuff. I was congratulating. And then I get a text that says, when can I come by and deliver your awards? Because everybody knows because of the pandemic I've stayed in. And
Hmm.
I had planned to go to that event and another one. And I was really annoyed because first of all, the events were both indoors and they had told me they were going to be outdoors. So that's number one. And number two, the numbers have been going up for the pandemic. And, I've got some health challenges that I need to take care of and be
Right.
sure that I preserve and honor the gift that God has given me of living longer than I thought I was going to live. So I just don't willy nilly go out and around. And people, some people have an opinion about it. And I've kind of taught them to keep that opinion to themselves because all of us are doing the best we know for our families in this tough time.
Right. Right.
Okay. And so to criticize you or anybody else for what you're choosing to do, in my opinion, is wrong. If I choose to stay home so that I protect me and my family, that's my choice. I'm not bothering you. Okay. And
Hmm.
so, again, some things that we can write about, tell our story, things that people will read. Because when the history of the pandemic is told, it's going to be told some different ways. And we want to get our piece in there.
Right, right. Different ways, different thoughts, different cultures. And, it's all going to be different. So
Absolutely.
I was going to ask you, so as far as your, I'm still on the promoting part. What are your
Mhm.
thoughts on Facebook, Instagram, even linked on promoting your book?
Okay, once again, promotion of any kind, people buy from people they know, like, and trust.
Hmm.
And part of the workshop I was on this morning was talking about nurture, 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 sell. Nurture, 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 sell. Okay.
Hmm.
If all you do is get up and put it on your book, nobody wants to hear that. We all got our own widgets and stuff that we're selling. But if you have grown an audience, be it Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, your own email list, you've grown this audience and you've given them value so that they want to read what you have to say, then yeah, they want to hear about the book. I've been talking about the conference for months. Like,
Hmm.
hey, my standard introduction is I'm Deborah Thorne, the information diva, author, coach, trainer, and proud host of the Leverage Conference for speakers, authors, and entrepreneurs. So now that we're getting ready to start promoting it, people want to know because you're gonna see posts from me that say, "Are you interested in a conference for speakers?" That's it. Unless people contact, because contact me, then I can tell them more. Our website is now up.
Hmm.
Congratulations to me and you. You're the first place we've posted it. Okay. Because
Oh,
it's not willy nilly. These things all have to be planned. And when you talk about how to promote, how to market, there's a strategy for all of this. You don't just, you know, the theme for the conference, the standard theme is create it and they will buy, is not a strategy for success. People think that
right.
I write a book, put it up, put it on all my social media, and people are going to buy. Not going to happen. That's not the way it works. And there
And you're
are some
correct.
strategies. Yes,
Especially with social media, you can't just self promote. You have to be a person who cares about the audience and you build that relationship, correct?
absolutely. And for me, it's more like, who are you and what do you do? And so that people do get to know you. So for instance, and I've had this challenge. I got kicked off of Facebook the a few days before the first conference. This is our third annual. And
Hmm.
then I had to reinvent myself and I came back using my parents' first names, Samantha Royal. So people know me as Samantha Royal. And I keep telling them, no, I'm Deborah, their oldest child. But anyway, and then I waited a while longer and went back and claimed my name, had to do a whole big promo about I'm claiming my name back. If you go to my Facebook page right now, it says, yes, it's me. It has a picture of
Yeah,
Samantha Royal and all that. It's me. I'm claiming my name back. But in doing that, I lost people. I lost people who see me contact them now, think I've been hacked. No, it's me. But you have to build rapport with people. And you do
correct.
that by caring about people. For me, I pray. Anytime somebody asks to pray, I stop and pray right then and acknowledge it. Okay.
Yeah,
So when I had a prayer need this past week, all kind of people are saying we're praying for you because we built that relationship. And
correct.
so when
Yeah.
I go on to say that I'm doing something else, we're doing the conference that we're doing, these people know me from being willing to be a prayer warrior for them. Let me
Mm.
at least look and see what she's doing. You can't just get up there. You know yourself. When the telemarketers call you, you get annoyed and hang up the phone, won't answer. Why?
Hmm.
Because they have not built a relationship with you at all. You don't even understand how they got your phone number. You don't know why they're calling you. You don't care. Okay? Well, it's the same thing when we go to promote our things. Think about it. If somebody picked it up, does it make any sense to them? Why would they care? And if you can't answer that, you're doing the wrong thing. And there's ways of correcting it, but that is wrong. You can't just put my book cover up there and expect people to buy it. They're not.
Yeah, and that is so true. That is so true. Because then people say, well, what is their agenda? They start questioning their agenda. So, and then they start looking at them differently. And sometimes people even block them because of that. They develop an
Absolutely.
attitude because this person has said nothing. I don't know this person. I've been, friends on their page and never liked or anything. And then now you want me to look at your book. And
Exactly.
and
One of
that
the
is not how it
things,
works.
well, it really isn't. One of the things people might consider doing is going on there reading a little bit of your book. Facebook Live. Let people
Mhm.
get to know you. That doesn't cost you anything. But well, I can't do that. I don't want to do that. We have in a group I'm in the I don't want us. Okay. I don't have time for I don't want us. Because if you have to tell me what your why is, and it all comes together. Anybody who knows me knows that I'm working for two reasons: luxury and legacy. Okay. The luxury has to do with me, how I want to dress, how I want to take cruises, what kind of car I want to drive. The legacy has to do with my grandson who has autism, and I want to be sure that he is taken care of, has his own place to live, that's paid for, and he'll have to worry about it. So as a result, I'm on a 5-year plan to make all these things happen. Now I can talk about that forever. And I say, you know what? As part of the legacy thing, I need everybody to buy this book because it goes into Robert's legacy fund. Now people have a connection with me and we can talk about it. I need
Correct.
people to come to the conference because we're going to make a donation to an autism organization as a result of the conference. Now people have something to connect with. But when you come up and just buy my book. You didn't look at it, and I had somebody approach me like that. You have not bought any of my books. Okay, I haven't. You haven't presented them in a way that, okay, what book would you encourage me to buy? Any of them. Okay, so now you're hungry for the book in a wrong way. You
Mhm.
haven't told me why the book is helpful to me. It isn't about me, it's about you. And just so you know, I still didn't buy the book, okay? Because
Yeah.
the book wasn't very well written. And no, I need you to learn something else before you're going to teach me. And what you're teaching is not in agreement or in alignment with who I am and what I do. So we got all kind of problems. And those are the things that we have to be mindful of. Those are the things that we have to consider when we're approaching people.
Right, and you're so correct about that. Well, I've been hearing TikTok, and
Okay.
they're telling, encouraging people to promote that it's a good business tool. What are your thoughts on that?
Okay. I don't do TikTok. I do Facebook, primarily Facebook and LinkedIn. I'm working on Clubhouse a little bit. But
Hmm.
here's the thing, where is your, well, first of all, do you know who your target market is? Who is
Yes.
your ideal client? Because what
Hmm.
most people tell me, and I just cringe, oh, everybody can use my widget. Okay, everybody can, but will everybody do it? And I always point to Carl's Jr. They know who their market is. They could care less if I ever buy a hamburger from them because I am
Right.
not their target market. They sell food that has way too many calories, way too many fat points, way too many everything. I don't want a hamburger that has three patties. So they're not talking to me. They're talking to young men, 18 to 25. They have scantily clad women selling their stuff, licking their arms. That don't speak to me at all. But an
Right.
18-year-old boy, oh yeah, he's looking. Okay. So that's where they spend their money. Now, if I want to come in and buy a hamburger, they'll sell me a hamburger all day long, but they're not going to pay attention to me because I'm not their target market. McDonald's has gone through an evolution of their target market. McDonald's was always for little kids. If you remember, their packaging has no words. It has a yellow arch and a red arch, something that children could understand. There was a commercial years ago where a baby was in a swing, and when he swung up, he could see the McDonald's arches and he'd smile. When he swung down, he couldn't see him and he cried. And, a baby doing this because he didn't understand the process. Well, then McDonald's said, great, we're going to continue to work with kids, but the new generation of moms didn't want their kids consuming the fat and sugar. So
Hmm.
McDonald's said, okay, we'll give them fruit. They can have a choice between french fries and fruits. And the kids were having a fit because mom was putting fruit in and they wanted french fries. So then McDonald's said, tell you what we'll do. We'll put fruit and french fries in it so that the kids are back to buying. Because when my son was little, that age, it was a treat. He got a McDonald's Happy Meal every time a new toy came out. So they're
Hmm.
trying to live that. And then McDonald's had a really bright idea. They got their marketing. They already have my son and his cohorts hooked on McDonald's. They'll buy McDonald's. So McDonald's took their chicken McNuggets, which used to be in a 4-pack when he was little, to now it's in a 50-pack thing of
Mm.
nuggets. Okay.
Okay.
They turned their McDonald's into coffee shops. They have high tables and chairs for older folks where you can sit and not worry about getting up from a low place. They got all kinds of coffee. They have all kinds of things to add to the coffee. They'll give you a soda for $1 because you buy the biggest one you can, but the French fries never change their price. I'll change the price of hamburgers. I'll change the price, but I won't change the price of French fries. Why? Because people who like McDonald's French fries like McDonald's French fries. So McDonald's changed their target to older people who would appreciate coffee. They put up Wi-Fi. They have these big TVs on things, and many of them got rid of their children's playgrounds because they didn't want, as a business, they're not counting on children to feed them. They're looking for people my son's age to feed them. So
Hmm.
each one of us has to stop and think, who is it that is willing to spend money, time, energy, and money on my product or service? And who am I willing to spend money to talk to? So for the information diva, it's a woman at least 45 years old who has disposable income. That's who
Right.
I'm looking for, clearly.
Hmm.
Because you have to have money to buy my stuff. You have to have money to take trips with me. I take women on trade explorations. If you can't afford a cruise ticket, then you're not the person to go with me. I've
Right.
got a group going in March and, watching people decide what it is. So each one of us has to decide who we're working with because otherwise you're not going to make any money.
And basically, what you're saying is have a purpose and a plan. And that
Absolutely.
and that is so important. Otherwise, you'll be all over the place, and you don't want to be all over the place.
And
Uh,
too often, I think we do. We're chasing what we hear or see someone else doing. So we started talking about TikTok. I have not done a TikTok. I've had people say you ought to. My audience is not on TikTok. Okay. No,
see,
no
yeah,
50, 60-year-old woman is watching TikTok. She hears her kids or grandkids talk about it, but I don't have time for that.
yeah.
And yes, there are people over there making money, but that's not my money. My folks are really at Facebook and LinkedIn. Facebook because they got on there because their kids told them that's where the pictures of the children would be. And
Hmm.
us older folks are on Facebook. The younger people have left Facebook. They're not even there. Okay.
That's right.
Link, LinkedIn, I'm there because I need business owners. I need people who want to write books. I need people who are speakers and authors, entrepreneurs. That's what I'm looking for. They're on LinkedIn. So, again, you have to be wise because social media can take up so much time. You have to be wise and be sure that it's fruitful.
Correct, correct. So you know what? Let's talk about your leverage conference.
Okay.
Let's
Oh, I
talk.
love to talk about that.
Let's talk about that and how you came to develop that. And
Okay.
what idea get you did you get from the leverage conference? So, developing it and making it happen.
Okay, so what happened basically is the conference is now 3 years old. What happened is I got tired of asking people, can I be on their platform? And them having, different ways of doing it, things that I didn't necessarily agree with or want to participate in. And just, Tyler Perry said it best. He put it in the words I really felt. And he was talking about movie studios. He said, while you're asking for a seat at somebody else's table, I'll be down in Atlanta building my own. And I said, yes, that's what I'm talking about. The
Hmm.
leverage conference is we define leverage as networking plus collaboration equals opportunity. And that's leverage. So you and I can get together and because I already got something for us to collaborate on. You have a group of people you want to do a collaborative book. I'm going to collaborate with you and get it done. Okay, done deal. So that's us making a whole new platform. That's us making a whole new opportunity. The more opportunities we make, the more money everybody makes. We're good.
Hmm. Yeah.
So that's what the conference started out. I started out in a hotel here in Los Angeles. We had about 50 people there. We served lunch and all the whole bit. I had a great big learning lesson. The learning lesson was about speakers. Now, many times people, and I don't like to pay to speak. Okay. I don't like to
Hmm.
pay. I want you to pay me. But that isn't the way it works all the time. And so I let the speakers come in. They didn't have to pay. And I assumed that they would help me promote it. It turned out that they didn't. The 50 people that were in the room were people I had invited. Okay, like you guys didn't know one person who would buy a ticket. And when we left the event that day, I owed the hotel $800.
Mm.
One of my
Right.
speakers came late, left early, didn't even eat the $50 lunch I had bought. Okay. This is not the way to run a business. How are you going to do this differently? So that was year one. Year two was last year. We were completely virtual because of the pandemic. And I found out that that's the way we're going to do it henceforth because we became a global conference. We had people from the UK, from the Philippines, we had people from Canada all participating. Okay, we had invited some people from the Bahamas, and I'm not even sure if they might have gotten on or not. But it showed me that there was an opportunity for more people. There was an opportunity. The first conference was one afternoon. This second one actually lasted 2.5 days. Okay. And
Mhm.
so now we come to this year. We're proud to say it's 3 full days. The first day is Thursday, November 18th, and there will be a dozen how to classes. You get to choose three to go to where you can actually learn how to do something. Somebody is there to teach you how to do a specific thing and hopefully you'll get that information and then you have an opportunity to meet and greet the speakers and during that they will tell you more about how they might be able to help you and tell you about the programs and things that they have going on because one of our key things is that there is no selling in our main stage. Now when We go to the breakout rooms for the meet and greets. You're choosing to go in that room and you're choosing to learn more about that person. But our feeling is that you shouldn't pay to come to a conference and have to listen to somebody's sales pitch. And
Right.
that's really a deal. So then that same day, we have the authors showcase, and we have a dozen authors come on and tell you about their books. We have the first time authors panel where they tell you what the reason why they wrote their book and what the purpose of going forward with this is, because we really want to salute first time authors. So that's Thursday. Friday is our thought leaders day, and we have a thought leaders panel that comes on and talks about something tough. Last year we talked about politics and religion because there was some crazy stuff happening last year, and we
Hmm.
tackled it from all sides. Well, we're waiting. We don't really know what the topic is going to be because we got to get a little bit closer to the conference to decide what the hot topic is, but we'll be choosing another hot topic, get some thought leaders in there to present their opinions and experience, because that's all we ask people to do, because
Hmm.
you can't argue with that. I cannot argue with your opinion. I cannot argue with your experience. It is what it is, and we share ours. Then we have speakers who come on and teach you about something. Everything has to be towards leverage, how you're going to leverage your product, service, or whatever. That evening, we have our happy hour, and we have a merch merchant showcase. Again, the merchant showcase is open to the public, and that's where people will come in and talk about the things they have for sale. We're doing that a little differently this year as well, in that you get to choose the room you go in. So you can go in to see all the vendors, or you can go check it out one at a time, whatever, but that time is available to you. Then Saturday is our big day. That's our day of mastery. And we have master instructors come in. And just so people know, our masters are all earning at least six figures in their businesses, and some of them are at seven and eight figures. Okay. But we don't put people's 1040 up there and say, this is what the person earned. Because somebody
Right.
said to me last time, how did we know they were millionaires? I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to announce that. Okay. But
Right.
we do have millionaires who are there sharing their expertise on how they do it. We also have, excuse me, the Legends Award. And these are women who promote other women, who promote businesses, who help network to help people grow. And we will be honoring a couple of them. Each day, there is a morning networking session where you get to meet people who are in the room, and each evening, another networking session. Because what we really want it to be is like going to a conference where you plug in. We'd love you to plug in all the time, but that's a lot of time. So you plug in where things are important to you and learn the information. We want people to walk away with some written plans of action, some things that they can actually do as a result of being there. We have a tier pricing because that became a problem. We wanted to be sure that everyone can afford to go, but that our conference is a premium conference. So it isn't the free and it's not $25.
Right.
Our tickets run from $97 to $397, and you fit in, get in where you fit in. And we offer some scholarships to young people ages 13 to 25.
Oh, wow. That sounds so exciting. And
Yeah, I'm excited. I really am. Yeah.
yes, it does. Now, just let people know where they can get the information for your conference.
Okay, the best place to get the information is to go to theleverageconference.info. I'm the information diva, so it's .info. Theleverageconference.info. And everything is there. You can read our summary, our prospectus. If you're interested in being a speaker, there tells you how to do that. We're looking for speakers, we're looking for authors, we're looking for merchants, we are looking for ambassadors. Those are people who get compensated, they get commissioned for helping share the word and get tickets sold. We are looking, I'm trying to remember what the thing looks like. We're looking for organizations who share a similar vision as we do.
Okay.
There's ways that they can help promote the conference and do some good things for their organization. And we're always looking for sponsors, and our sponsorships start as low as $100. And that gets you in front of this wide audience that we're building. In addition, we're launching, has launched already, the what is it called? Let's Talk Leverage Facebook group. And people are going to be invited to participate in that. And okay, for whatever reason,
You're frozen.
oh, am I frozen? Oh, you know what happened? Okay, Siri picked up, and it's like I didn't get that. I wasn't talking to you. That's why you didn't. Okay. So anyway, we have the Facebook group. We have a podcast. We invite people who are participating to come in and talk. Just lots of. We're looking for opportunities for people. Again, networking plus collaboration equals opportunity, and that's leverage.
That's it. That's so wonderful. And I'm glad that you came on this show because a lot of people right now are looking for opportunities, and I want to encourage authors. Authors, are you out there? Please reach out and check her website, and look and take advantage of this opportunity. Um, Deborah, it has been wonderful having you on the show today.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming on. You are the information diva. You have a wealth of information. And so I appreciate you coming on this show. If there are any authors out there who are interested in Authors Reveal, please go to authorsreveal@yahoo.com. And once again, thank you, Deborah, for coming on hsbn.tv. You can see us on Facebook, LG Network, Apple TV, Spotify, and many more. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you